All right. So, like I said, my name is Yamile Yemoonyah. That's how you pronounce it, Yamile. And I got started working with spirit guides 17 years ago when my spirit guide physically appeared in my bedroom at night. That was the same year that I started on my spiritual path. And I started on my spiritual path because I got started interested in my own roots, which are from Colombia. That's where I was born. My birth mom is Embera. That's an indigenous culture there, an indigenous people. They live in the rainforest on the West Coast. They still have shamanism and live a fairly traditional lifestyle. So that's what I got interested in. I started reading about shamanism, and then my spirit guide suddenly appeared in my bedroom at night. And that was also the day that I decided, okay, there's more to life than what Western science has us believe. And since then, I've been interested in spirituality and especially spirit guides and how we can work with them and communicate with them. And then about 2 years ago, I realized that I can sometimes see other people's spirit guides. And that became more and more. And I started getting messages from guides for people in the supermarket and in a bar. And that was weird. And so my guides told me, it's time, you need to get ready. You need to start doing this professionally. So here I am. So yeah, that's me. You can find me at my last name, yemoonyah.com, or to make it easy, spiritguides.co, spiritguides.co. That's my website. So here are a few things that you need to know before you can get started. The first thing is you might have heard of spirit guides from someone whose definition is different than mine. So my definition of spirit guides is spirit guides are all beings from the higher realms that are here to help us on our spiritual path or in day-to-day life in some way. So that includes angels, ancestors, nature beings like elves, fairies, gnomes, star beings, otherwise known as aliens, but I don't like the term aliens, it sounds a little creepy. Then there's ascended masters who are or were human beings living on Earth until they ascended, and so they don't come in as a human being anymore, but they can still help us. Then there's power animals, or also known as totem animals, and there's gods and goddesses. So any of these can come through for you today. Then the second thing that you need to know is that spirit guides show themselves in a way that makes sense to you. Meaning they don't really have a physical form because they don't live in the physical 3D realm. They live in an energetic realm, which means they have an energetic frequency that you can feel, just like when you can feel, let's say, when you hear music, sometimes when it's a loud bass, you can feel like the energy. It's the same feeling. They all have their own frequency, and when you're attuned enough with your sensitivity, you can feel the difference and you can feel them. But we're human beings. We have a limited mind, and we have a hard time comprehending all this. So they make it easy for us, and they show themselves in a way that makes sense to us. So you might be doing a meditation, and then you see a Disney princess and you are thinking, oh, that's just my imagination. No, it's not. It could be your spirit guide that shows herself as a Disney princess, because for you, a Disney princess is something that means something to you. Because when you were a child, you always used to watch this one movie when your parent passed on and you were sad. So that's your spirit guide showing themselves in a form that makes sense to you. So next time when you think, oh, it's just my imagination, don't say that to yourself. Take it seriously. It could be your spirit guides. So yeah, and the same goes for names. They don't really have names unless they could be using their human names when they actually had a human life. But again, they have like an energy frequency that is also their name, and you can recognize it. But sometimes they will give us a human name to make it easy for us. So we can trust them better, we can recognize them better, and we can communicate with them better. But they don't always give us a name. So if I get a name for you, I will tell you. If I don't get a name, don't get mad at me. I'm not the one, like, I can't demand like I can't tell them what to do. They do whatever they want. I'm just here and getting the messages. So, but there's usually a reason for it. Like if they don't want to tell you their names, then they want you to pay attention to the energy frequency more instead of like going with your brain. Or maybe you actually already know them and already know their name, and they are tired of giving you more and more confirmation just because you don't trust yourself. So there's all kinds of reasons why they might not want to give you a name. And if that's the case, then just go with it and just tell yourself, well, that's how it is right now, and it has a purpose. So the next thing you need to know is that even if you already know one of your guides, it might be another one coming through today. Because if you know your guide already, you don't need me and they don't need me to communicate with you. You can do that by yourself. So usually it's new guides coming in. And we all have a team of guides. So yeah, there's always new ones to discover. And then the last two things are, one, if a message doesn't make sense right away, stay open-minded. Yeah, just take the message as it is, because your guides will not give you the answers to the questions you want to know, but they will only give you information that you need to know. That's a huge difference. Again, we're limited human beings. We don't really understand everything that's going on. Our guides are on a higher level, so they give us information that we need to know, not always what we want to know. And then the last thing is, how I work, because lots of people always ask me, so what happens when I do a reading is I will close my eyes like this, and then usually my head goes a little bit to the side, to the left, because to me it feels like they're coming from here somewhere, the information. And then I usually see a guide, and I will tell you what they look like, I will tell you what they wear or what color hair they have, that kind of stuff. And then it usually switches from clairvoyance to claircognizance. So then I just know things. I might know things about you, about your past life, your childhood, something that they tell me. And so that's usually the first thing they tell me, some information about you, and then they give me a message. That's how it usually works. There are always surprises, so who knows what's going to happen today, but that's what usually happens. All right, so I have some difficulty with the sound. Is anyone not? There's someone who's not muted. Maybe that was it. Sorry, just going through everyone to see. All right, no. All right, okay. So now I'm going to do a really short opening prayer. So if you want, you can also close your eyes for a minute and take a deep breath. I'm calling on my spirit guides. Come join me in this space and help me connect with your spirit guides so they can give you the messages you need to hear today. I specifically call on Archangel Michael to protect this space, and so only beings that are connected to us in love can come through. I also call on your spirit guides to come through and be with you and use me as a channel to give you the messages that you need to hear today and that will support you on your path forward in life. And so it is. Thank you. All right, so let's see. Whoever has never had a reading from me, raise your hand. All right, we're gonna go with Kimmy first. I'm going to unmute you.
Okay.
All right, now I can't see you. Where are you? Can you say something real quick? Because
Hi. Hello.
Where are you?
No?
There you are. Okay.
Okay.
All right, because sorry. I always have to stare at someone for a little bit to like see who they are.
Okay.
Because that makes it easier. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what I see is a power animal or totem animal, and it's a little white monkey. I've never seen any of these before. I don't know what kind it is. I can just say, like, yeah, it has completely white fur and a really cute dark brown face and dark, yeah, hands and feet. And it's not bigger than, oh God, I'm used to the metric system, so I'll have to show you with my,
Okay.
yeah, you can't see that. It's not like maybe like a piece of paper. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Um, I'm trying to figure out how old, it's a male, definitely. Trying to figure out how old he is. Okay, like he's a very old monkey already, like a wise monkey. He has a big family. Like I can see the others around him. Like there's at least 20, 30 other monkeys around him, and he's basically the grandfather. Well, let's see what he has to say. Okay, so he's telling me about family. He says that family is really important to you. Even if there is sometimes like trouble or you have problems with family members, but it is important to you. He also tells me that you are someone, you do a lot for family, and that includes um, people who might not be like biological family, but people that you feel are your family.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone like close to you, like someone you feel is family, is in trouble, you would do almost anything for them. And I think he's saying that there is something going on with a family member or a very close friend. Does that make sense?
There's a lot going on. Yeah, so
Okay.
different, yeah, more than one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. So one thing he says is that it's important for you to not get too caught up in whatever is going on, um, because then it becomes not healthy for you. And when you're not like healthy and stable and like aligned with your own happiness, then you can't help.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to make sure that you find a way to stay focused on yourself in the sense that you um, find your own equilibrium and don't lose it. So self-care is important.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing he's saying is that, yes, of course, you want to be involved and help and fix things, but it can also be good to just take a step back and let things play themselves out as they should. Mm-hmm. Because we all came here to Earth with our own karmic lessons, and sometimes it's not our purpose to step in and solve other people's karmic lessons. You have to let them go through it, even if you can see that it's like a mistake, even if you can see that it's gonna maybe not end too well, or that they might hurt themselves in a sense, like, for example, on an emotional level. You have to sometimes let it play itself out, and they have to just learn their lessons. And then the third thing that he says is like, there's one, like sometimes at the same time, like, sure, you have to make sure that you are okay. You also have to sometimes let people make their own mistakes. But another thing is sometimes you have to just step in and say, enough. Enough is enough. Done. This is not how it's going to work. So the most important thing is to understand when you have to do these things. Like the first point, the self-care is always important. Never, never, never forget to like basically take care of yourself first, because only then you can help. And then the other thing, the other two, you have to basically see what you need to do at which point. And with that, this guide can help. Okay. So when you're not sure, then you can basically talk to your guide. Let's see if he gives me a name. And give me 1 second. Someone is not muted, and I want to make sure. Okay. So yeah, you can call on him. Let's see if he has a name. Okay, he says you can call him Abaka. I'll spell it for you in the chat. Hold on. There you go.
Okay.
Maybe Google it. I have no idea. Maybe it means something. So yeah, you can always call on him when it comes to these things that you have to make a decision if you should people just let them do their own thing, or if you have to step in. And even though you might not like physically see him or actually hear him, he will give you guidance in the form of sending you dreams, or having someone recommend a book to you, or a book falling off the shelf, or overhearing a conversation. All these things can be signs from your guide. So pay attention to anything that has to do with like your family situation. But you need to ask for help first. Your guides cannot help you if you do not ask specifically for help. So make it a habit to like every morning when you wake up to basically talk to your guide. Say, hi, how are you today? Thank you for being around and helping me with whatever you need help with that day. So, and this one is specifically for family situations and people that feel like family. Okay. And he says he's happy to help because he has a lot of experience, because he has this huge family, and he's used to it. Do you have any questions about that?
Um, I don't know if I have any questions, but I definitely started to feel an energy that was different than what I felt before. So I can feel him.
Okay, awesome. Then remember what it feels like. Like
Okay.
remember this feeling, because then you can, when you feel it again, you know that he's around.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, that's it for now, I think.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope this helps you.
Thank you.
All right, so I haven't looked at the chat yet. Shay, hi Shay. And then we have Tracy from Pennsylvania, I think. Eva Teresa from Norway. Yay, Europe. CJ, hi. Katerina from the Czech Republic, who lives in Switzerland. I don't know which part, but if you speak German, hallo, Katharina, schönen Tag heute. And Carol from Nairobi, yay, awesome. All right, so let's see, who wants to go next? Raise your hand. People who have never had a reading from me. Anyone else comes later. Okay, let's go with Carol in Nairobi. All right, so let's pin your video real quick so I can see you. All right. Okay, let me close my eyes. All right, I didn't even have to close my eyes because I could already see it. So there's an ancestor spirit for you. This is like a lot of generations back. And someone is not muted. Can you guys mute yourself? Okay. All right, so yeah, so it's definitely an ancestor spirit. It's a female. She's very happy that she has a connection with you and that she can talk to you. She says part of your purpose is to work with the ancestral karma that was passed down in your family over generations and generations and generations. There's some really good stuff in there, but there's also some things that need to be cleaned out, and that's basically part of your job as well. So know that any things that are going on that you think might just be your personal stuff is not just your personal stuff. This is these are like topics that you are clearing out for your entire ancestral line. She's not giving me any specifics, so that wait, let me see. All right, so she's there's a few things, but one that she's showing me clearly is that in your family there's definitely there are spiritual gifts. So you have some spiritual gifts that you should work with. In your family, they were really strong in the past. They have been, so over the last few generations, like maybe 2-3 generations, it has been more, people were a little afraid of it, and so they didn't let it out, and they kind of like kept it down. And you're the one to basically work with it again. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So yeah, so basically what she's saying is to not be afraid of like things that happen with you, like when you, for example, can when you know things about people, or when you may even see the future, or maybe even you have someone like a past loved one show up or talk to you or contact you in some way. If these kinds of things happen, don't be afraid. It's very natural, and it comes. It's in your family line. So the more you work with that, the more you learn about it, and the more you use it in your own life, the more you free up like all your ancestors.
Okay. Wow.
And you do it for the future generations as well.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like really heavy, but yeah, you agreed to do this. So, and it's not anything you can't handle. Otherwise, you wouldn't have agreed to do it. And you're definitely also not alone. That's why she's here, and that's why she's so excited that she can talk to you, because she says she's here to help you with all of it. No, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
And she says to especially not be afraid of it. There's absolutely no reason.
Okay.
It sounds a little bit like sometimes you are scared of it because of maybe your upbringing. Like, did you have a religious upbringing or something like that, where you were told that this is like unnatural? Yeah, exactly.
Very, very religious.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's exactly why you agreed to do this. So you would free people up from this in your ancestral line.
Okay.
Yeah, she will help you find a way to like basically bring these two together, because I feel like there's like the religious upbringing and there's what's like natural for you, and you have to like bridge it, and this lady will help you do it.
Okay.
So you can always talk to her. No, she's like actually like an ancestor, so there's nothing you have to be afraid of. You can talk to her like it's your grandmother.
Okay.
And the same thing that I said earlier is true for you. Talk to her. You don't have to see her. She can still hear you even if you don't hear her, and just pay attention to signs that will help you with these topics.
Okay.
She's not giving me a name, and she says she doesn't want to because it's not about her. She's just representing your ancestral line. So you can just basically talk to all of them as your ancestors.
Okay.
Just address them as to your ancestors. I'm happy that you're here to help me, something like that. And she says to do some research in your family and see what comes up when it comes to spiritual gifts. Like if there's a grandmother who had some spiritual gifts or even worked in that capacity, maybe as a healer or a spiritual healer or something like that, and see what you can learn from that. Even if the rest of the family says, oh, that was crazy aunt, whatever, Mabel, still like, try to find out a little bit why she was crazy. Maybe she wasn't crazy. Maybe the family who thought she was crazy, and maybe you learn a lot.
Okay.
And she's really cute. I like her. She's giving you like a big hug and like really like this.
Hug back to her.
Oh yeah, she can do it. Yeah, she's very excited that she can talk to you now, and like I said, like really talk to her and pay attention to the signs, and then you will be able to communicate with her as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. I hope that helps.
Yes, it does. Just a quick question.
Yeah, sure.
When you say talk to them, must I speak out loud, or can I talk to them in my thoughts or mind?
Yes, you can do both.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. They will hear you. It does help speaking out loud, it helps yourself because then it's clearer. It's more real when you speak out loud for yourself, but they can hear your thoughts. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, no problem. All right, let's see who wants to go next. Oh, lots of people. Okay, let's see. Let's go with Shay. Okay. All right, let me pin your video real quick. Okay. Shay. Okay. So it's definitely a nature spirit. I think it's an elf, and let me see. It's a male. He's a tall one, like as tall as humans. He does show himself quite traditionally in the sense with like the long ears. And I feel that he doesn't say this, but I feel there's a connection to either Scotland or Ireland. Does that make sense to you? I'm not sure if you're on. Where are you? I can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
Am I muted? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I heard you. Yes. All right. So is there a connection to Scotland or Ireland in some way?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So like you don't have family that comes from there. You've never been there. You're not like fascinated with any of these countries? Like any stronger connection?
No connection to Ireland or Scotland at all.
Interesting. Not sure why I'm feeling this. Okay, let's go on.
I think Shelley's speaking right now.
Sorry?
I think Shelley thinks you're speaking to her. Are you speaking to Shay or Shelley?
Shay.
Okay. Shelley unmuted herself. That may be why you couldn't hear me.
Okay, but now I can hear you. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, awesome. All right. So let's see. I can't see him very clearly, but I get a feeling that he looks a little bit like Lord of the Rings kind of elves. Yes, okay, yes, that makes sense. And let's see where he is. This is interesting. So he's sitting on a kind of like a porch or balcony, and I see mountains in the background. And I've seen this image before with someone else, and that's why I'm confused a little bit, but let's see what happens. Okay, so it's not very clear, but he says something is going on with grace. He says that he wants you to allow grace into your life. I'm not sure if this is like symbolic or literal. Like, do you know someone with the name Grace? Or I don't think it, I think it's symbolic, but just to make sure, is there someone in your life that with the name Grace?
No.
Okay, yeah, then it's symbolic. Okay, let's see. Sometimes I have to ask because I'm not sure how they mean it. Okay, so what he's saying is that it's hard to explain because the like grace by itself is such an elusive term. So what he's trying to say is that there is a lot of grace waiting for you in your life, but somehow you're not allowing it in. So like there are things that you are looking for solutions for at the moment, and the solution is there and it's coming to you by grace, which means that you don't actually always have to work for the solution or get to it in a logical sense or do something for it. It will just come to you by grace. And for some reason you are not letting it in because to you it's like you feel like you have to earn it, and otherwise it's not real, and otherwise you can't accept it for some reason. Does that make sense to you?
Kind of.
So he wants you to open up more to these gifts basically that like the spirit world is sending you, and just accept them. And it starts with little things, like if someone wants to help you, he says you're not great at accepting help. You're like the independent type and you want to do things yourself. So he says let others help you, let things come to you. And that's what he means by you need to let like accept grace into your life.
That makes sense.
He also says that you yourself have a lot of like grace inside of you. You're a very graceful person, and he wants you to accept that and see it in yourself, because the more you see it in yourself, the more you will also draw it towards you. And that's another way to let it into your life more. And if you do really let it into your life, there will like miracles can happen. So he wants you to work on that. He has, now I can see him a bit clearer. He has brown hair. It's short. He's wearing some sort of like crown. Like I said, Lord of the Rings style. That's what he looks like. He's wearing like really beautiful clothes with blue in it and some silver. And he has blue eyes. He's around 35-ish, 37, 38, something like that. Yeah, okay, so the clothes are white and blue, like a dark blue and a lighter blue and silver. Very beautiful. Let's see if he has a name. Okay, I'll write it down for you. Because I don't even know how do you want that pronounced? Ron. That's his name. He says he's a night elf. He's connected to the moon. So anything like working with the moon also helps you. Yeah, so whatever works with the moon helps you. Oh, today it's a full moon, so do something today. Like maybe do a little ritual for yourself, and then it's make the purpose of the little ritual that you allow grace into your life. Do you have a question for him?
I can't think of one. I'm just in awe right here. I actually did my full moon ritual last night, and I made moon water.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it was my first time doing a full-on ritual with it, and it was amazing. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Perfect. Great. All right. Then I hope this helps you on your path forward.
Thank you so much.
All right. So let's see who wants to go next. I don't think I'll get to everyone. There's too many people, but let's see. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. All right. Let's go with Carissa. Okay. Let me pin your video real quick so I can see you. All right. So, Carissa, there's a goddess for you. Very clear. Actually, the first thing I saw was you in a past life, and I didn't even see your spirit guide first. So I guess your spirit guide is very excited to tell you about your past life. Like many of the people that come to my readings, actually many, you've had a past life during the witch hunts. So you were someone who was called a witch. Let's see what it was that made you one. You were a healer. Yeah, and let me see what happened. You lived in a community with a few women. So, you lived a very free life, especially for that time. So people didn't like that very much. You lived in a house with either I think it's two other women, and you were a healer. I think you were all healers, and so you basically took care of like the community around you. In fact, you lived like in the middle of like 3 different villages in a house with these other 2 women, and you took care of all of these communities. But so yeah, you were like people didn't like it at some point, and they notified the authorities, but you did get away. So you fled and you moved to a new country. Not sure where you went. I think you left. This was in Europe, but you left Europe. I'm not sure where you went. But anyway, so like your spirit guide, the goddess, I'll tell you more about her in a sec, but she wants you to realize that because you had this past life, there are still some like residual trauma left, because it wasn't easy. You just got away, and you knew that what happened to others that couldn't get away. And I think you were separated from your friends, the 2 other women, and you weren't sure what happened to them. And for some reason, you felt guilty because you got away, and you don't know if they got away. So, probably in this lifetime, you've had situations where you feel like you can't, like that you are responsible for others, and you can't leave them in a situation. You can't go away, or you can't leave them in some way, and that probably caused problems in your life at least once, probably more often. Do you remember any of these situations?
No, but I used to just do whatever everyone else wanted because I didn't think what I wanted was important.
Yeah.
So maybe it's part of that.
Yeah, I think if you sit down and really think about it, you will find situations in your life where this happened. It could be like simple stuff, like maybe when you were a little girl, you were, I don't know, eating cookies when you weren't supposed to, and then you heard someone come and with your friends, and you could have run away, but you didn't because you would have felt guilty to like basically have them get caught and not you. Like little situations like that. Just maybe sit down later and try to remember. But also it makes you afraid to basically live your purpose because like subconsciously there's still like this fear of basically being persecuted for what you feel is your purpose. So again, like look at your life and maybe go back and see where you find situations that fall into this like how do you call this, like this kind of thinking where you might have acted in this kind of way because of this past life.
Okay.
So the goddess is it's an older goddess. She has white hair, long hair. She looks a little bit like, okay, so yeah, I know who it is. I'll write it down for you and you can Google her because this is a well-known one. Oh. Yeah, so definitely Google her and you'll find out a lot of information about it, and you can see what if that makes sense and where that makes sense in your own life. And I think you'll learn a lot just from that, like following these breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And the last thing she wants you to know is that you do still have healing abilities. So you can definitely work with them, even if it's just for yourself. When you're sick yourself, you can activate your own healing abilities and assist your own healing, or you can even use it for others if you want to.
Okay.
Have you ever done any healing work?
Yes, I use crystals a lot for healing.
Okay, awesome. Then you already know. All right. So yeah, you can definitely, if you want to, you could start doing this professionally.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I hope that helps. All right, let's see who's next. I can maybe do one or two more. Oh God, this is so hard. Let's see, who has never had one? Let's go with Tracy. All right.
Hi.
Hi. Let me pin your video. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I see is, or hear, or like the impression is mother and children. Do you have a lot of children?
I have an adoptive daughter.
Okay, one.
Yes.
Is there like are you thinking about getting more?
No.
Right, because I see like 3 or even 4. But definitely you have like a strong mother energy. not seeing anyone yet, but sometimes that takes a while, so I'll just go with whatever impressions I get. So yeah, definitely what I feel is a strong mother energy. And it's like a really big part of your life, this mother energy. And it's not just your own child, but also you're someone who likes to, because yeah, how do I say this? Like you have this mother energy and you bring it into like basically every situation in your life. So you're probably someone who like always takes care of everyone.
Yep.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, and I'm still not seeing clearly who's talking to me, but we'll get to that. What I'm hearing is that it's important for you to become really aware of that energy in yourself. To understand when you live this mother energy, because the more you become aware of it, the better you can use it as a tool, basically, to help others and to raise the vibration on the earth. Because this is like this is a huge part of your purpose, this energy. And the more you see it as a tool and the more you learn to use it in a conscious way, the better you can do your job and the better it is for you, because it's important that you don't lose yourself in that role. Otherwise you get lost, and that's not the purpose. All right, so I can see that it's a female, and she shows herself as a human being. She's kind of a little bit hiding, so I'll just keep talking and just listening to what she's saying, and I think she's coming out more and more. So what she's saying is that you have to look at this like let's say like a priest puts, or like a doctor puts on like a doctor's, what do you call these, like this jacket, the white jacket that they put on, and sometimes when they go home they take it off, and she wants you to see it the same way, that because it's part of your purpose, it's basically your job here in this world. She wants you to be aware that you can put it on, but you can also take it off, and it's important for you to sometimes take it off and just be you, and not like think that you are this role, this purpose. You are not your job.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so basically take time from time to time, take it off and just be yourself and take care of yourself as you. Because that will give you more energy to like later put it back on, go out there and do your job.
Okay.
So literally, like basically, literally imagine taking it off. And
Okay.
then, yeah, do something that's just for you, for no one else. And at that moment, you're no one's mom, you're just yourself. And whatever makes you happy, brings you joy, read a book, take a bath, go for a walk, whatever fills you up so your batteries get charged up again.
Okay.
So let me see if I can see more of your guide now. It's interesting. She doesn't want to come out all the way, but I can see she's fairly young. She's in her early 20s. I think she's from, the way she looks, she's from India. She's wearing like a scarf over her head. She's very shy. And she says she's with you because she actually lived a life on Earth. And she felt drawn to you. Like, she hasn't been with you her entire life, but she felt drawn to you because you have a very similar energy. When she lived on Earth, she had the same energy with her that you have. And she says she didn't take care of herself enough. And basically, I actually have a feeling that she did something for someone else that cost her her life. And she says she doesn't regret it, but she wants others to know that, that it's important to basically make the distinction between like your purpose, your job, and the tools that you use, the energies that we use, and ourselves, and that we can take it off, and that it's much better to view it that way than basically sacrifice yourself. And I'm not saying that like anything bad would happen. It's not what I'm saying. Please don't misunderstand. But like in her life, something tragic happened. I'm not sure what. She says it's not important. That's not the point. The point is she recognizes the energy. Like this, she was also someone who was very, very devoted. Okay, so and she says, she's trying to tell me something about an Indian goddess. Okay, let's see. Right, okay, so she says she's not, oh God, this is complicated. She is working with Kali, like the goddess Kali. And so because you are also connected to Kali. So you are basically connected to her and Kali. Like both are important for you. Both are guides. So yeah, go and like do some research about Kali, the goddess, and you'll learn a lot. Do you have any questions?
Just two, actually. How to spell her name? Callie?
Yeah, that's the goddess. That's like.
And I'm about to embark on becoming a healer through Reiki. So is that message for that to make sure I keep my distinction between me and healing?
Yes, also, but not just in that capacity, but yes, also, definitely. But also in like, because like you have your, okay, so I have to make three distinctions. You have your job, which will be a Reiki healer, but you also have your purpose, which is basically like the job that you took for this life.
Right.
Which has to do with like this mother caring caretaker energy.
Okay.
And, and in both of these, you have to make sure that you don't deplete yourself.
Okay.
In Kali itself, the goddess is a lot about cycles of it's like phoenix energy. So basically the phoenix becomes ashes, and then out of the ashes the phoenix rises again. So it's a constant circle of letting go and letting new things come up, and so a constant circle of creation and destruction. So for you, it's very important to, when you feel that something is leaving your life in some way, then you have to just let it go, and not hold on to it. And when you do that, then a lot of good things can come to you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right, let's see. I'll do one more. Okay, who hasn't ever had a reading from me? Oh God. Okay, let's go with Eva. Okay, I can hear some music in the background. Who's that? Eva, is that you?
No, not me.
Yeah, it is. When I mute you, well, it's not that important, but when I mute you, it's gone. Anyway, I'll pin your video. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, so there's an angel, female angel. Shows herself in a quite traditional way with big white wings. But she's not wearing a white gown like they usually do when they show themselves in a traditional way, but a blue one, a lightish blue one, middle blue. Sky blue, let's call it that. Not sure yet if the blue has some kind of significance. Is that your favorite color or something like that? Or do you know a reason why blue is important? Are you still there? Where did she go?
I like to look in the sky.
Yeah, but I was doing the reading for, where did she go?
Here.
No, I wasn't doing the reading for Eva. Oh, sorry, other Eva with an E.
Ah, okay.
But I think she's gone. Hold on. There. Eva, you're just not muted.
Hello.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's you. Okay, so I'm doing the reading for you. Okay, let's see.
Thank you.
So, yes, angel. So it's again, like she's wearing something blue. I'm not sure why. Is that your favorite color, or is there something going on with blue that would mean something to you?
It could be Mother Mary's cloak.
But do you have a close connection to Mother Mary?
I don't, but I have I have her statue.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. I just thought maybe there's something really obvious. Okay, so let's see. But she has dark hair, like long dark hair. Okay, so she's saying that she wants you to speak up more, that she wants you to be a little bit braver and like show the world yourself more. You're hiding a little bit. She says
Okay.
that you have a lot of a lot to give to the world, and you have a lot of like gifts and talents, but you're hiding them from the world. You're hiding yourself from the world because you feel you're not good enough. She says that's not true. You are absolutely good enough. You're here for, you have a purpose, just like everyone. And you agree, you were asked to come here to Earth for a specific reason. You didn't just accidentally show up here. You have a purpose and a reason to be here, and it's time to own it. And to own it, you need to come out of your shell a little bit.
Okay.
She says it's totally fine. You don't have to be scared. But she also says you don't have to become like, let's say, Madonna or something, like who's all out there. You can just be yourself. So you don't have to change yourself. She just says there are some, you're a little bit afraid of people generally. Like they will judge you or think you're not good enough. And so you hide. She says that's not necessary. She says you're a very beautiful person. You have a very beautiful soul and a very beautiful light. And it's time to come out and let your light shine. She also says there's something that you want to do, but you are not doing it yet. What is that?
It is something about I'm doing the daily reading, but I don't actually use my name. I use another name.
Okay. Do you
But I'm doing that already.
okay, what do you mean by daily reading?
I draw some cards daily.
Okay. For whom?
On Instagram.
Okay.
No, for everybody. It's like a general reading in Instagram.
Okay. Do you take clients?
But I don't use my... Yes, I do.
Okay. You don't use your real name. Do you use your real name with your clients?
No, I don't.
Okay.
They never ask.
Do you,
they never ask for me, so...
yeah, they find you through Instagram. That makes sense. Well,
Yes.
that's not it, but there's something else. Like, is there like is there something that you're thinking about, like making a change to how you do the readings, or incorporate something else into your readings? There's something that you're thinking about doing, but you're not doing it yet.
I think I'm trying to incorporate a healing also at the same time, but I just couldn't figure out how to market it actually, because I don't have a website yet, but I'm about to do that, and I'm just laying out every plans that I need as of now before I show myself to the world. So yeah, maybe
Okay.
that's what you're getting at.
And also, you're planning a website already? Like you're planning?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, okay, then it makes sense. So there's basically a few things, like the website, and you want to bring the healing in. So yeah, she wants you to do, like, make it happen. Don't wait too long. So don't think about it too much. Like, definitely, of course, you should think about it, but not too much. Don't how do you say this? Like, don't make it happen.
Overanalyze it.
Yeah, exactly. And especially don't postpone it because you think you're not ready or not good enough. That's very important. You are good enough and you're
Okay.
ready.
Okay.
She wants you to be proud of yourself. She wants you to,
I am actually.
well, then even more. She says there's a part of you that's still like a little bit
Thank
like,
you.
yeah. Yeah, also she says like, be proud of yourself like in every moment of the day. Just walking down the street, like, yeah, be proud of yourself. Feel that like pride in your heart.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Wait, let me see if there's a name. Okay, so she says her name is Cecilia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that's beautiful.
All right, awesome. All right, lovely people.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope I couldn't get to everyone, but those of you who didn't get a reading, come back next week. I think next week I'll do another one. I'll definitely send out a reminder when I do it. Come back next week. Remind me that you were here, especially the ones that have never had a reading. Remind me that you came and you didn't get a reading, then I'll take you first next time. All right? All right, everyone. So yeah, if you haven't yet, come join our Facebook group. You can find it at spiritguideschool.com. And there I give tips on how you can communicate with your own guides by yourself without having to go to a psychic or a medium. And yeah, you can find me at spiritguides.co or spiritguides.co. And obviously, you can also book a one-on-one reading with me. That's 60 minutes, a private reading. And then I can go into all detail with you personally. All right, thanks for coming, guys. And I hope I see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Namaste.
Bye.